Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're diving into a really big topic. How do we actually protect our personal data at work now that AI is everywhere? This is the new frontier for HR. Data privacy and AI governance. They're not just buzzwords anymore. They are the absolute foundation of trust. So let's get right into it.
So for a long time, HR has been moving from filing cabinets to computers. But now, generative AI is causing a seismic shift. We're not just talking about automating boring tasks anymore. This is about giving HR pros superpowers, turning these massive, messy data sets into clear, strategic insights in seconds. It frees people up to focus on the stuff that really matters, the human side of work.
And right there, that's the million-dollar question. Because when an algorithm starts analyzing our performance reviews, our health info, our salaries, the whole game changes. The power is just immense. But guess what? So is the responsibility. And this is where things get really, really challenging.
Okay, so to really get what's at stake here, let's first take a look at what this revolution actually looks like. What's the real difference between the old way of doing things in this new AI-powered world?
Okay, take a look at this because it really spells it out. On the left, that's the old school way, right? Buried in spreadsheets, waiting days, maybe even weeks for a report that's already out of date. But on the right, that's the AI approach. It's automated, it's real time, and it doesn't just throw numbers at you. It tells you the story behind the numbers instantly. It's like the difference between looking in the rearview mirror versus having a live GPS guiding you.
That speed and that power are absolutely incredible, for sure. But they bring us face to face with the heart of the problem, the data itself. And in HR, we're not just talking about sales figures or inventory, we're talking about people's lives. I mean, just look at this list. This isn't abstract stuff. This is your name, your salary. It could be really sensitive health information or feedback from your last review. It's the kind of information that, if it gets into the wrong hands or is just used the wrong way, could have a huge impact on someone's career. And that is exactly why this has become a massive moral and legal issue. So just pause for a second and really ask yourself this. If you knew all that personal data about you was being fed into an AI system at your job, would you feel safe? Your honest answer to that question is precisely why getting this right is completely non-negotiable. So how do we build that safety? How do we build that trust? Well, it all starts with a foundation of really clear principles. And these aren't just, nice ideas. They are the absolute bedrock of doing AI responsibly in the workplace. These 4 pillars are just fundamental. First up, consent. You have to know what's happening with your data, and you have to agree to it. It's that simple. Second, purpose limitation. Basically, just because a company has your data for payroll, that doesn't give them a free pass to use it for something else without asking you first. Third, security. This data has to be locked down tighter than Fort Knox. And finally, transparency. You have a right to understand how these AI systems are making decisions that affect you. And look, these principles aren't just about companies trying to be ethical. They're actually being written into law all over the world. And there are serious, serious consequences for companies that don't get on board. Let's look at 2 of the biggest legal frameworks out there right now. So on one side, you've got the heavyweight champ, the EU's GDPR. It's basically become the gold standard for privacy around the world. And on the other, you have India's brand new DPDP Act, which is setting the rules for one of the planet's biggest workforces. Now, at their core, both of these laws do something pretty revolutionary. They fundamentally shift the power. They say that your personal data, it belongs to you, not the company you work for, and they give you real, actual rights to back that up. Diving into GDPR a little deeper, the rules are famously strict. So what does this actually mean for you as an employee? It means you have the right to be forgotten, to tell a company to delete your data. It means if there's a data breach, they have to tell you within 72 hours. And for the companies, the penalties are absolutely massive. GDPR basically forces companies to protect your data like it's their own money. Now, India's DPDP Act has a lot of the same DNA, focusing on consent and transparency. But here's a really crucial part. It requires companies to have a dedicated data protection officer. That means there's a specific person whose job, their actual job, is to be the guardian of employee data. So the message is crystal clear, whether you're in Europe or India. The age of just collecting data with no real accountability, that's over. Okay, so we know the laws, but just knowing them isn't enough, right? You have to actually put them into practice.
So how do you build a real actionable plan for your organization?
This is what we call an AI governance framework. And really, it's just a rulebook. It's the how-to guide for using AI responsibly. It's not about stopping innovation. It's about putting guardrails in place to make sure that innovation happens fairly, legally, and ethically. And here's a perfect example of how it works. Let's say you're drafting a new policy on remote work. The AI can spit out a first draft in literally seconds. But, and this is the important part, look at the next steps. HR steps in to check the human element. The legal team makes sure it's compliant. And a human leader, a person, makes the final call. The human is always in the loop.
So what can you do right now? Here's a super practical checklist. First, know and document every single AI system that touches employee data. Second, lock it down with encryption. Third, and I can't stress this enough, never ever upload confidential HR files into public open AI tools. Just don't. And finally, you have to audit your systems regularly. This isn't a one-time thing, it's a constant commitment.
All right, let's bring this all home, because at the end of the day, all these laws, all these frameworks, all these checklists, they all point to one simple, powerful guiding principle.
This, right here. Let that sink in for a second. Just because AI can do it doesn't mean it should. This is the absolute cornerstone of responsible leadership in the age of AI. Technology will always be pushing forward, always showing us new things it can do. But our ethics, our laws, and our commitment to people, that has to be the filter we run every single one of those new possibilities through. And this really all boils down to three things. First, fairness, making sure AI isn't creating biased or discriminatory outcomes. Second, transparency, just being honest and open with your people about how you're using these tools. And finally, and maybe most importantly, accountability, remembering that a human being is always responsible for the final outcome. AI is a powerful tool, but it is never the final decision maker. So the mission for all of us, whether we're leaders or not, is to find that balance, to lead with both data and with heart. The technology is here, and it's not going anywhere. The real question we all have to answer is, how will we choose to use it to build a future of work that isn't just more efficient, but is also more fair, more transparent, and more human?